opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Join us on Tuesday, June 6th at Buffalo Wings and Rings at 40th and Old Cheney for Customer Appreciation Day. Enjoy 59-cent wings all day and your favorite sports talk show host on the air from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Come hang out with us for Customer Appreciation Day on Tuesday, June 6th at the 40th and Old Cheney Buffalo Wings. Man, and that means the school year is almost over and summer road trips are on the horizon. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride. Summer road trips are just around the corner. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top-shelf liquor to crowd-favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street. Happy Hour.
Nebraska is 2-7 against Quad 1 opponents. They were 11-8 against Quadrant 3 opponents. In Quadrant 4, they were 14-6.
I think 14-6 is pretty good, but
not when you're 2-7
in Quad 1
against Quad 1 and you're 6-2 against Quad 2. I did pull up Vanderbilt's, and just looking at sheer opportunity, Vanderbilt plays 35 games against simply Quad 1 opponents.
Weekdays from 1 to 2 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Brian at Midwest Bank, and we've been proudly serving clients in the Lincoln community since 2008, and we're excited to open a second location in January 2024 at 70th and Pioneers Boulevard. Our new branch will provide all the convenient services you're looking for in a bank, along with the friendly staff we're known for. Whether you're starting a business or expanding your business, our team is here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
Gather round. This is the Ticket Water Cooler.
This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game.
Coming at you live in the heart of Lincoln, America.
I say, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
On air and online, theticketfm.com. Here are your hosts, Jake Bakoven and Enrique Alvarez Clary.
Happy Thursday to everybody out there. This is the Ticket Water Cooler here on 93.7 The Ticket. I'm Jake Bachman. He is Enrique Alvarez Clary. He's dressed up as Spider-Man today, which obviously is inferior to Batman, but at least he still
no, he's not.
Likes his
He's
much
better than Batman.
His webs and stuff.
Much better than Batman.
Fine. He's worse.
Have you ever no, okay, first off, do you know how much he pulls his punches? So there's a comic, right? Mm-hmm. In one of the iterations where Doc Ock takes Spider-Man's body. He gets control of Spider-Man's body. And he's just like, oh, like, I wonder, what I can do here. And he gets in a fight with Scorpion. And he punches Scorpion's jaw off. And in that moment, he realizes how much Spider-Man has been holding back and pulling his punches against everybody that has been facing. He is so strong that he has to make sure that he doesn't beat the life out of everybody that he faces.
I'm just not
there's a time
folks with
where
superpowers.
There was a time where Kingpin threatened his Aunt May. He went into Kingpin's hideout, just straight up into Kingpin's hideout, started beating the tar out of him, took his mask off, and said, "This isn't Spider-Man. This is Peter Parker." Like, he was like, "I'm letting you know, if you," he's like, "if you threaten my family again, I will end you." Like that's Spider-Man. No, he's the best.
He didn't save.
Right?
He didn't save Uncle Ben though. So,
He ain't. Well, that was before.
That was before.
That was
Spider-Man.
before. With great power comes great responsibility.
Don't worry, guys. He's not real. I'm not. There's not really an Uncle Ben. Nobody's feeling hurt over this. It doesn't feel too bad. But
Batman couldn't save his parents.
he's a kid. He's a kid. What do you want him to do?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Still couldn't do it. Just saying.
He saves Robin's butt on a regular basis. That's
Well,
probably
he also let Robin get murked by Joker. So
depending on which Batman you watch.
yeah, that's
in
fine.
any case, the Spider-Man, Batman, Superman, whatever you want to call him, Keisei Tominaga is returning to Nebraska. It feels like the biggest win for Nebraska basketball in the offseason, at least. I don't even know when you'd go back to a guy returning for Nebraska. And I don't want to say that it wasn't like it was impossible. Oh, we got Kitty
Well,
Wilhite
look
walking
who's
in there.
back.
Hey, look at that.
Oh, look at you.
there
Hold on.
go.
Hey,
Some nice
hey,
shoes there.
Get on the mic. Get on the mic. Hey, sir. How you been? How's
Coach Wilhite.
Yeah. How you doing, Coach?
How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, man.
Good.
How's was it South Dakota treating you?
Treat me great.
You up there? You move? Are you okay? When do you move? Tomorrow.
I'm-
Everything packed up?
I'm back here now to pick up the U-Haul, put it on the back of the U-Haul.
Excited?
And I'm very.
I saw you had a little morning
We
workout.
had 2 morning workouts yesterday and this morning. Went well.
Mhm.
Guys had fun. So
When you took the job, you didn't know the team at all, right?
I didn't know
Yeah.
anybody up there.
So how's the introductions going?
Good.
Yeah,
Good. I've
Feels
only
like
had to
got
make.
a good group.
There's actually a pretty good group of guys. I had to only make an example out of one guy so far.
It's necessary.
Yeah. So
You gotta do what you gotta do.
yeah, I mean, he looked at me like I had 5 heads. Like he was in the right and I was in the wrong. I'm like, is this what y'all were allowed to do? I was like, this is not gonna happen under my watch.
Not
So,
today.
Nice.
Not under Coach Wilhite.
Gotta keep them accountable.
I'm excited for you, man.
Me too.
It's gonna be great.
It's been fun.
So how was what was their record and what
6
were
and
they
4.
doing
They were
before
6
you
and
got
4.
there
They were
last
6
year?
and 4, Yep.
Okay.
So something to
And-
build on.
Okay. And you kept the coaching staff, right? Obviously, aside from the head coach, because that's you.
Yep.
So it's same offensive coordinator, same defense, and you're
Actually different defense coordinator.
Okay.
The offensive coordinator was with the previous staff. I think he was the head coach's son.
Mhm.
The head coach wanted a style of offense that I didn't agree with. So the offensive coordinator, he didn't want to run it, but he had to because that's the style the head coach wanted to run. But we're gonna do some RPO stuff and then go from there.
all right.
But-
And you've got all your pieces,
Got 'em.
or so far. So with what you've seen.
Yes. I mean, there's a couple skill guys. We just need a couple big O linemen.
Mhm.
But I think with the O line that we have right now, their quickness should be okay. So
You look good in purple.
I know
Is that the colors now?
that's the color.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And they're
Yeah,
Under
let's
Armour.
switch.
Oh, how's that? How do you feel about that?
I don't.
What is it?
Adidas.
Under Armour.
Oh yeah, Under Armour.
Adidas
okay.
for the last 9, Nike before that.
Yep.
Yeah, you
And
switch
now
it
you're
up.
look, you're getting a little bit of everything, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to mix it up, get some Under Armour gear in there. It's good. It's good.
And shoes. Can't cross dress, remember?
No, you cannot.
Okay.
You cannot.
So remember that.
I know.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. I won't disturb you guys. Good
No,
to see
you're
you.
good,
All
man. It
right,
was great.
appreciate
Hey,
it.
Yep. Thanks, bro.
don't have too much fun without us.
Oh, I won't.
That's Coach Wilhite on his way out, getting ready, packing up the U-Haul. Oh yeah, hey, look at this. This is
Oh,
he's
look at
a
some
great
shoes
he's a
there.
great man.
He's an Under Armour guy.
He's a great
now.
man. Yeah, he can't
Get rid of his Adidas.
he can't use the Adidas stuff, so he's handing these off to some people. We'll see if these fit me. We'll see.
Yeah,
It's like a half a size too small, but they look comfy. I'm excited. It's gonna
Yeah.
be great.
you just
So-
got this. Squeeze your toes in there. a
Yeah,
little bit,
I'll be fine. Well, they'll fit.
They'll fit.
They'll fit. I'll make 'em
You'll
fit.
make it work.
I'll make them fit.
Yeah.
But shout out to Coach Wilhite going up there to South Dakota and
yeah.
back in the coaching saddle. And I know
Definitely-
he's going to do some great things up there.
Definitely will be missed at 93.7 for all the time that he's had here. Was incredible insight, into the not just the previous program, but he's been at Nebraska, I believe 2013 or can't remember exactly when, but part of the past 3 coaching staffs. So just great addition and great stuff from him since he's been here. And then of course we all wish him the best moving forward, getting back, getting into coaching.
Going
Coach
coaching the Dakota Valley Panthers.
Wilhite. Yes.
And like I said, he looks good in purple.
yeah.
Looks good in purple.
Yeah. You have to worry, but that's one thing you got to think about before taking a job. The colors.
Do I look good in
Color
this color?
scheme, yeah,
It's
gotta
very
be like that.
important.
Yeah.
He accepted the Under Armour. So we'll see how that goes for him. little sad, but it's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay. It'll be all right.
Yeah. Big news for Kenny Wheelheight there. Also, like we were talking about, Keisei Tominaga returning to Nebraska. Huge news for Nebraska. We had a text earlier kind of wondering about, I was looking at a lot of the highlights, the offense running through Derek Walker. It'll look a little bit different this year. Obviously with Sam Greasel, your point guard now, moving on. And again, even when he was here, a lot of the offense was running through Derek Walker. They're going to have to find different ways to do it, but you've got in new personnel as well. So again, it's not always replace Derek Walker with exactly what Derek Walker brought you. But there is going to, he's going to have to kind of develop a little bit of chemistry. Ultimately, I think almost everybody, unanimously agrees this is the right move for Keisei Tominaga as far as, being more prepared for the NBA a year from now. Obviously, if it was completely up to him, if he wanted to make money overseas, he ruled that out long ago. Had a workout with the Indiana Pacers earlier this week, and then along with many other names, withdrew his name from NBA draft consideration. And again, we talked about this on Monday. Just elevates the ceiling of what Nebraska basketball can be this upcoming year into something that I think, again, I think he's a preseason all Big Ten type of candidate. And whenever you have a guy like that, a guy that can go off for 20, 25 at any time, I mean, you're not out of a lot of games. And with the roster that they're bringing back, a lot of guys that have played together, a couple new additions that look like they'll fit in well. This feels good. Nebraska basketball feels good going into next year.
When you think of Keisei Tominaga, you think of a spark plug. You think of a guy who can get on a hot streak and score at will, seemingly. And when you think of him, you think of threes, right? And obviously he shot 40% from 3-point range this last season. But I think a part of him coming back and getting ready for the NBA is going to be his ability to create off the dribble, his ability to handle the rock and distribute some more. So I think you'll see a little bit more of that from Keisei Tominaga when the time calls for it, because like I said before, in his 3v3 time with Team Japan in the Olympics, he showed that ability. And in multiple instances at Nebraska, he showed that ability to take the rock, get to the rim, make a tough finish, get an and one when it called for it, and just his ability to finish over bigger defenders, finish around bigger defenders, is something that I think is kind of underrated for him. Because like I said, when you think of Keisei, you think of threes. You think of the deep threes. You think of those clutch threes, turning away, looking away from the basket before the ball even goes through the hoop. Just a highlight waiting to happen with him. And I believe that his cuts off the ball, his ability to continue to move and make defenders tired off the ball on the offensive end, and his ability to finish quickly, multiple times with Derek Walker, posted up or just at the free throw line, and Keisei cuts from wherever he's cutting from, just catches it and finishes it all in one motion. I think that's going to be extremely important for him to get going and get that going early in the season, to then possibly open up the perimeter for some of the other players, or open up the paint when he's shooting well for some of the other players. Because like you said, Derek Walker's not going to be here. You don't have somebody that's going to play exactly like him, but Rink Mast is a guy who, when you get him the ball at the free throw line, he'll be able to hit that hook shot, and that'll just open up the paint for more cuts for Keisei Tominaga. So his ability to finish in one swift motion off of a quick pass from the big guy right there at the free throw line is going to be even more important.
Yeah, and I think his return too just allows everybody kind of settle into their roles instead of trying to force something. Like we're kind of saying, I think I think Jamarcus Lawrence would probably be the guy that you're looking to take a big step this year. Now all the pressure is not on him to be that guy out of the gate. Can kind of ease into that. You think of a Bryce Williams coming in, probably going to be one of Nebraska's leading scorers. Once again, doesn't have to be that guy right away to start the season. Can kind of figure out his role, figure out where that kind of lands with Keisei Tominaga coming back. And then the other thing is, Tominaga is going to be a star. Derek Walker kind of said that. He kind of already owns the city of Lincoln, and to have a full year of now at the level of which he's playing, it's just going to be a fun year for him. It's going to be a fun year for Nebraska hoops, and that's not always the case, as we know around here. So that's going to be cool. Also around the nation, Zach Edey returning to Purdue. That's a big win for college basketball.
Saw that coming a mile away.
Yeah. But it's not a given. Oscar Tshiebwe of Kentucky deciding to leave. So these are your past two players of the year.
That was surprising.
Yeah, a little bit surprising.
Although I feel like Kentucky's trying to move forward away from Oscar. Not saying that he's not a great player and they couldn't use him, just that, it's Kentucky and they have 5-star after 5-star after 5-star coming in. So even though he was a player of the year 2 years ago, just having him going his way and welcoming the new crop of players, I think is something that maybe, and I'm not saying they did, tell him, maybe you should keep your name in the NBA draft. But I believe that might have been something along there.
Well, I just think this is, the whole thing. It's been here for a while now where you can kind of test out your spot in the NBA.
I like it.
Works a lot better. I mean, because college basketball is returning these stars that it desperately needs. I mean, you need household names in college basketball that's kind of refreshing, and anybody that gets any sort of talk about the NBA trying it out and then ended up playing in Greece and 6 months later when they could have still been NCAA tournament on ESPN, all that stuff for college basketball. It's great. And so Zach Edey returning is huge for college basketball. As far as the Big Ten goes, AJ Hoggard and Jaden Atkins returning to Michigan State. Coleman Hawkins and Terrence Shannon Jr. returning to Illinois. Big win for Illinois there. Terrence Shannon Jr. I thought might have gone pro. Creighton locally, Trey Alexander and Ryan Kalkbrenner returning to Creighton. So big wins there. Arthur Kaluma also returning to college, but he's still in the transfer portal, so not returning to Creighton. So
as of now,
he
could withdraw.
Yeah.
Kalkbrenner returning, I guess, isn't like, it's not surprising because it's another big guy, not as talented. How am I trying to put this? He's like a Zach Edey, but he's more athletic, like not as big or as physically imposing, but he's a big guy. So when you're looking at the NBA, although it is kind of reverting back to a big man game a little bit, with Nikola Jokic and Joel Embiid's rise to superstardom and the last 3 MVPs going to big guys. But you look at Kalkbrenner, you look at Zach Edey, and I don't know if they have those same skill sets as those guys. So them going into the NBA just to be big bodies, you've got big bodies. To say you've got big bodies like 7-footers all over the place. I mean, you have guys who are 6'10", 6'11", 7 foot on just about every team. So them finding a landing spot and actually getting some playing time in the NBA early in their careers, at least, without developing some more types of skill sets, either offensively or defensively, seemed like a little bit of a long shot.
Yeah, I think of the 3, like between Shibwe, Edey, and Kalkbrenner, I think maybe Kalkbrenner has the best long-term NBA future.
100%.
But to your point, none of them are really guaranteed because they're all kind of traditional bigs. And,
Shibwe is in a tough spot because he's undersized.
What do you think about Adama Sanago? He's going pro along with Andre Jackson at UConn.
That I don't know, because he's like a big physically imposing guy, but he has touch on his shots around the rim. It's just developing more of that back to the basket game and maybe a little bit of a face up game. If he can get a jump shot down from mid range, I think that'll help out because his defense, his rebounding, and his back to the basket game are pretty high level.
Yeah. So we'll see. Each of those guys will get their shot. Nebraska, along with some other Big Ten teams, happy to bring their stars back on campus. All right, let's take a quick break. When we return, it's time to talk with our friend Brian Munson, Husker Online and On3. Get the latest in Husker recruiting. We'll do that next on 93.7 The Ticket.
It's May, and that means the school year is almost over and summer road trips are on the horizon. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride. Summer road trips are just around the corner. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
May 1st through 31st, enroll your eligible smart thermostat in the LES Peak Rewards program. You'll earn participation incentives while helping to reduce electric usage. Learn more and sign up at les.com/peakrewards.
Join us on Tuesday, June 6th at Buffalo Wings and Rings at 40th and Old Cheney for Customer Appreciation Day. Enjoy 59-cent wings all day and your favorite sports talk show hosts on the air from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Come hang out with us for Customer Appreciation Day on Tuesday, June 6th at the 40th and Old Cheney Buffalo Wings and Rings.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Scattered thunderstorms a possibility today. It will be another warm one. We'll top out at around 87. South winds a little strong, gusting over 20 at times. Slight chance of thunderstorms tonight with a low of 65. More chances of thunderstorms tomorrow and remaining warm with a high of 87. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $24.11 per hour, which grows to $28.27 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $32.76 per hour with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and we are celebrating a record sales month in April, and we're going to let it roll and crank up in the month of May. We have some big discounts and special interest rates going on this month on selected new in-stock Sierras and Silverados. Buy a new Silverado or Sierra, get $3,000 off or 1.9% interest. You heard right, $3,000 off or 1.9% interest. We have outstanding specials on all of our new and pre-owned GM certified units. So stop on in and see us or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. New discount, must trade in and finance with the roof credit.
A lot of businesses say that they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business feels anything but for your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, as they do with customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
This is Brian at Midwest Bank, and we've been proudly serving clients in the Lincoln community since 2008, and we're excited to open a second location in January 2024 at 70th and Pioneers Boulevard. Our new branch will provide all the convenient services you're looking for in a bank, along with the friendly staff we're known for. Whether you're starting a business or expanding your business, our team is here for you, your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com, member FDIC.
Hey, it's Nicklin Hames from Nebraska Volleyball. I hate wasting time in practice, and I want to help you stop wasting your time when you're looking for an electrician. High Electric has been serving the area for over 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They are experts in everything like remodeling, new additions, hot tub installation, and more. And they take jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at high-electric.com.
Celebrate the start of June in style with two great drinking events in Lincoln. First, this Friday, come down to Beer House's grand opening as they show off their expansion to double the size of their building. The party starts at 3 p.m. with live polka music starting at 7. And on Saturday, make plans to head on over to Sideshow Spirits and Cider for the first annual Nebraska Whiskey Carnival. Enjoy local Nebraska distilleries and their spirits, food vendors, and more. Event starts at 3 p.m. Buy your tickets ahead of time at SideshowSpirits.com.
The Nebraska Lottery presents one beautiful crazy scratch ticket and promotion. It's the $5 Living Lucky with Luke Combs scratch ticket with a $50,000 top prize. Enter non-winning Luke Combs scratch tickets for an opportunity to win a trip to Nashville, a private concert with Luke at the Ryman Auditorium, and a chance at $500,000. The Living Lucky with Luke Combs concert experience will hit you like a hurricane. Details at NELottery.com. Living Lucky with Luke Combs scratch ticket top prize odds 1 in 128,000.
Old School with DP and J.
Remember, we still got to factor in the offensive line, the receivers we don't know about.
I'm looking at individual here. Chuba has not done anything to date here.
He's been a starter here.
Oh, and
he's been a starter.
Okay,
and that's one more.
Two coaches got fired.
He didn't get him fired. Look, Chuba ain't the reason why.
I'm not saying he get fired, but he didn't do anything. He didn't stop me from bringing in just him.
93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back to the Ticket Water Cooler. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back here on the Ticket Water Cooler, and it is a big time in Husker athletics, not just because Keisei Tominaga is returning to Nebraska, though that is huge. On the Nebraska football side, they're getting ready for camps and visitors and just a big week that June is, so we figure we better get prepared for it, and what better way to do that than invite Brian Munson of Husker Online and On3 back on the show. Brian, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. We got you when it comes to this big weekend, man. There's a nice group of official visitors, and I'm sure we'll get to here shortly, man. But yeah, this is the start of June is here, so therefore we will be trying to bring you the best coverage over there on Husker Online to get all these guys covered.
Yeah, it's a big time of the year for you guys, and let's go ahead and jump right into it. What is kind of the first camp that we're looking at around the corner, and what is Nebraska doing as far as bringing guys in?
Yeah, so you do have camps kind of spinning up here a little bit. It's interesting because they kick off actually on Sunday. I think I'm going off the top of my head, and it's such an interesting thing because they're doing so well. And I say this because I think that where they're at currently, like with the 2024 class, it just kind of is what it is. They are where they are at right now in their 2024 class. They've got the commitments already on board. I think they're at 7 commits. I think that they would want to kind of bring that, maybe double that total over the next coming 3 months or so before they kind of go into the season. And obviously there's going to be some guys that they're going to want to come in during their official visit, later on in the fall. But as far as like the camps go, I don't foresee like a lot of movement happening with 2024 offers. I really kind of view the camps this year a lot more at like they want to get a better feeling for the 25 guys and the 26 guys that are out there. I think they still are kind of trying to work to get their arms around that group of players, particularly, in the area. I mean, they spent a lot of time out there on the road during the last 2 months to kind of get the offers out there to 24 guys, number one, to 25 guys after that. And I think that they really feel like they're at where they are with the 2024 guys. But, they'll have that weekend. I think it's the 4th. Is that Sunday? Yeah, so they start off on Sunday. And then actually on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, they're on the road. They're actually at a satellite camp down here in Texas. They'll be at the Mary Hardin Baylor camp on Monday. That's a 2-session camp. And then I think it's Houston Christian is the other school that they'll be at down there on, I think it's Tuesday and Wednesday. So they'll be in Texas next week, and then they come back and start up things again on that following Saturday on June 10th, when they'll be back on campus kind of getting into the football camps, the specialist camps, and then they get into a little bit later on, they have like a fullback camp and a postgraduate camp, which I think it's really interesting how Rule has kind of expanded the grades that they're looking for. Typically it was a 9 through 12 thing. Now with the transfer portal and everything kind of out there, they're looking for 9th graders through college juniors. And they actually have a post-grad camp, like kind of a free agent thing. You're hanging out there, you've gone through, high school free agent, junior college free agent, portal guys that have not found a place to land. There's a camp for you too on June 13th as the post-grad camp. So really interesting way to kind of go about doing it. I think the one takeaway I have as far as the camp schedule, just one Friday Night Lights camp. That's all you got. It's June 16th. I know that everybody's kind of like, talked about it before with, previous staffs coming in, supporting that. I think that probably would still be a thing. Obviously, parents are still allowed to kind of go to all the camps anyway to watch and attend and see how things are going. But just one Friday Night Lights camp this spring under Matt Rule, which I thought was a very interesting thing to kind of take note of. But the official visitors this weekend, great group. I mean, obviously they'll have a chance to see, I think, part of the stuff that's going to happen on the 4th, but really they should be getting to Lincoln, tomorrow and be there Friday, Saturday, probably out early on Sunday morning. So the coaches will be onto the camp there that afternoon.
And of course, this month, all month long. I mean, I know the 23rd is kind of their big recruiting weekend, but we're starting off with this weekend. They've set themselves in a pretty good position just this weekend, right?
Absolutely. No, 9 guys coming in for official visitors. It's a really interesting kind of blend of what you got going on. You got a lot of skill position guys from defensive backs to wide receivers. You've got then pipeline or kind of in the trenches guy. You got a defensive lineman. You got offensive tackle. And then you bring in maybe one of your top edge prospects too. So you kind of headliners here. Peyton Morgan from Pflugerville, Texas, was in Lincoln for the spring game. He comes back. I put Nebraska at kind of a neck and neck race right now with Texas Tech. And his buddy, who will be there as well, Dante Carter from Cibolo Steel, same high school as Tommy Armstrong. He's coming in as well. Another guy that's kind of neck and neck with Texas Tech. I think the visit this weekend is pretty critical for those guys to get a good understanding of what's going to happen. But I will give you a couple of guys here that I feel like will end up part of the class eventually somewhere else down the line. I don't know if they commit this weekend, but I think that they eventually get there. First one is Mario Buford, younger brother of Marquise, 4-star cornerback out of DeSoto, Texas. He has visited Nebraska 5 times before in the past. This is the 6th visit to Nebraska. I think that really spells good things as far as that's all concerned. I think that he, has seen some changes, some improvements from Scott Frost to Mickey Joseph to Matt Rule. And I think Matt Rule has dialed up, the attention that he has been getting, of course, from Nebraska when it comes to recruiting. And then Caleb Pyfrom, the Omaha Central offensive tackle, 6'5", 310 pounds. He's got some things going on with Minnesota and some other schools, I think, that are still kind of drawing the attention. But I really think Nebraska has stepped up their game there, trying to keep him from leaving the state. I mean, Illinois is obviously pushing, and Iowa and a lot more other Big Ten schools, that would like to try to keep him or get him to go leave the state a little bit. And I'll give you one, maybe dark horse, one guy that I feel like Nebraska really, really put a good scenario together, and it really probably is their top guy at that position. I like Carlin Jones from Bay City, Texas. I know a lot of people picking on the competition. He seems to just blow by everybody. I just think that that's a big guy that's that quick. And I know it's not 5A or 6A competition level down here in Texas. It's 4A. Still a lot of good 4A players. A lot of players go on to play D1 ball from the 4A level. So that's not really a big stretch. But there's some interesting things about this weekend. Obviously, the guys that have kind of maybe made a pact about going to school together and things obviously to watch on, but lots of kids in from Texas, lots of skill position, lots of guys in the trenches.
Now, with the freshmen and the newcomers moving in this last week or during this week, how, and I don't know if you'll be able to answer this, but how involved will they be in these camps, and how important is it to get the guys who are closer in age to these new classes, these 24, these 25 guys, just get them in contact with each other and maybe see if some peer recruiting can go on with some of the new guys who have just joined the team?
Now, as far as Matt Rule is concerned, I'm not 100% sure. I mean, typically, I think last year, you had that first Friday Night Lights camp that kind of led into an official visit weekend. You had the official visitors that were kind of out there that were kind of helping things out. You had some guys competing. You had some new offers kind of happening. You don't really have that kind of overlap. You've got the Sunday camp that kicks off, so you kind of got the official visitors kind of leaving. But to your point, the new arrival guys, I would absolutely feel like that's going to be a big thing for them to kind of come in and start to understand the culture of the coaching staff, of how they want things to be run, what it means to be a Husker under Matt Rule. And I do feel like most of the guys that are there, I know I caught up with Vincent Carroll Jackson and Riley Van Poppel And I think that they're, just days away from kind of getting there. They've had a couple things kind of delay them getting up there, but I do feel like you're gonna have a lot of those newcomers be involved with things on Sunday when it comes to that first camp, because I think it's kind of that first, introduction just to how things are going to be ran, and maybe even kind of starting to really broaden that relationship, with the coaching staff, that you're obviously going to be, changing over to from where you came from to where you're going. So I do feel like the new guys will be involved a lot.
Now, whether it be the quarterback position or any other position, just kind of asking, have you heard any kind of portal news? I know with Logan Smothers officially leaving Nebraska with 3 quarterbacks on the roster, maybe not ideal. Is there anybody in the portal Nebraska's been kind of sniffing around it?
I don't think so. I mean, not outside of the offensive tackle that Nebraska recently has picked up on. I know that some people are asking about the linebacker from Oregon. I believe actually that he is in finals. I want to say that he was in finals maybe up all the way to like last week. So there may be some stuff there still, like with Taggart from Oregon. I know that some Nebraska coaches were actually following him a little bit. I don't think he's taken any of their visits except to BYU. That may be one to kind of keep an eye on. I know Nebraska is going to kind of keep things open, but I just feel like they got lucky with the Utah offensive tackle. I feel like that is going to be a good player. I love the amount of eligibility he has left. This kind of raw, still kind of dude that you can get in there and still develop and kind of mold him one way and not have to kind of like rebuild the body and stuff like that. And he's a huge guy. I mean, he's way bigger than we tout him on the On3 profile, but there's just nothing I can do to update that. So I think other than Taggart, the linebacker from Oregon, things have been very, very quiet on the portal front. And it really is not too surprising between, I think, the guys still exiting the program, guys finishing up school. I think you have some walk-ons being awarded scholarships, etc. I think that they're still doing their best to kind of manage that 85 number.
And one final question with Nebraska's kind of games, the TV networks. You start off with 2 games on Fox. That's huge. And then, of course, the Iowa game back to CBS, away from BTN where it's been the last couple of years. Do these national, 3-letter network national TV games, are they as important as they were in past? I mean, is this still a big deal in recruiting for Nebraska?
I think it is. I mean, you're trying to re-promote. You're really repackaging Nebraska. You're trying, and I don't know if repackaging is the right word. You're now trying to show what Matt Rule has been able to do in the short amount of time that he's been there since November to kind of get things together. So through one spring, through one recruiting class, it really wasn't all his own, but able to kind of do the best that he can to bring some players in that he wants, that he feels like are more in line with what he needs to do to be successful in Lincoln. These are the first things to go out there and kind of see the progress, to see where things are at. Lots of new names, lots of new faces. How's that offense going to look? What's that defense going to look like? 3-3-5. Okay, show me what it is, and let me see what the personnel kind of look like that you have currently there in Nebraska, and kind of start to understand the skills that are needed to kind of put at those spots. I think that it's incredibly important. I think that Coach White and Coach Satterfield and all the other assistant coaches want to tell some of these guys that they're recruiting, hey, tune in when we're in Boulder, tune in when we, take on so-and-so, and it's a nationally televised game. You don't need the Big Ten package to catch us in these games. We're going to be there nationally televised, and you're going to have a chance to see yourself kind of fitting into what it is that we're trying to do. I think that that's incredibly important, because I think Nebraska is still, that's the gap. The gap that they have right now in recruiting is not on, the staff to show love, to show attention, to have the right approach. The gap right now is how they're going to get there on the football field, turning the L's to W's. That's going to be the big part in how it does. That's the next improvement or the next step that they have to make.
He's Brian Munson of Husker Online and On3. Brian, thanks for joining us once again today.
Have a great rest of the week, guys. We'll see you soon.
All right, you too. There he goes, Brian Munson of Husker Online and On3. Once again, joining us every Thursday and getting us caught up to date on the latest in Husker recruiting. All right, let's take a quick break here on 93.7 The Ticket on the Ticket Water Cooler. We'll be back with the crossover. Nick will join us from Happy Hour to get us going there. Got some college football notes to go over, including Paul Chryst, former house up for sale in Wisconsin. That's always fun. All right, we'll talk about that coming up next year on the Ticket Water Cooler, 93.7 The Ticket.
The Nebraska Lottery presents one beautiful crazy scratch ticket and promotion. It's the $5 Living Lucky with Luke Combs scratch ticket with a $50,000 top prize. Enter non-winning Luke Combs scratch tickets for an opportunity to win a trip to Nashville, a private concert with Luke at the Ryman Auditorium, and a chance at $500,000. The Living Lucky with Luke Combs concert experience will hit you like a hurricane. Details at nelottery.com. Living Lucky with Luke Combs scratch ticket. Top prize odds.
Nebraska's favorite vape shop,
Generation V.
providing friendly, personalized service and the largest selection of vaporizers and e-liquid flavors in the state.
Generation V.
Generation V will beat or match any local competitor's price. With a huge selection, great service, and the lowest prices, Generation V is your one-stop shop for all your vaping needs.
Generation V.
With 4 Lincoln locations, visit us on the web at generationv.com. E-cigs contain nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
The Butchery by Venue is Lincoln's premier specialty grocers. Take the quality of Venue home with you with our hand-cut steaks, handcrafted burgers, and locally sourced offerings. Browse our wide selection of specialty products designed to enhance your dining experiences with cheeses, spices, sauces, and more. We also have an exclusive collection of liquors, whiskeys, and bourbons at prices you're sure to love. Stop in to the Butchery by Venue today, located in our Venue at Home storefront at 70th and Pioneers, just 2 doors down from Venue Restaurant and Lounge.
If you're interested in installing solar panels in Nebraska, there's a name you need to know. Solar by Alpine Electric is based out of Lincoln, and you can be sure your project will be handled with care and detail because Rick, the owner of Solar by Alpine Electric, will be involved in the entire process from start to finish. We're an REC Solar Certified Pro installer and handle jobs in Lincoln and the surrounding area. Let us show you real-time results in your area. Call Rick today at 402-440-4371. Solar by Alpine Electric.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top-shelf liquor to crowd-favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
This is Brian at Midwest Bank, and we've been proudly serving clients in the Lincoln community since 2008, and we're excited to open a second location in January 2024 at 70th and Pioneers Boulevard. Our new branch will provide all the convenient services you're looking for in a bank, along with the friendly staff we're known for. Whether you're starting a business or expanding your business, our team is here for you, your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com, member FDIC.
Celebrate the start of June in style with 2 great drinking events in Lincoln. First, this Friday, come down to Beer House's grand opening as they show off their expansion to double the size of their building. The party starts at 3 p.m. with live polka music starting at 7. And on Saturday, make plans to head on over to Sideshow Spirits and Cider for the first annual Nebraska Whiskey Carnival. Enjoy local Nebraska distilleries and their spirits, food vendors, and more. Event starts at 3 p.m. Buy your tickets ahead of time at sideshowspirits.com.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah. It was great. We're definitely
coming back.
Sutter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SutterHeyman.com.
Motor Food is Lincoln's hardest rocking food truck and cafe. Motor Food creates old school comfort food with a 21st century twist and lots of rock and roll attitude. Try the barbecue pulled pork mac and cheese, the grilled chicken Firebird sandwich, a 100% all beef split grilled hot dog, and any version of their funky fries. Stop by the cafe just behind Outback Steakhouse on 48th Street or try out and about all spring and summer. Check out their menu, order carryout, or schedule catering at motorfoodtruck.com. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Smoked meats, amazing sides. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Smoked meats, amazing sides. To a plate is at a point that plate will be empty. But hear me out. What if that plate was never empty? That dream can be your reality with the Mary Ellen's Express Lunch Buffet. From 11 to 2 every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and even Saturday. One price, all you can eat, and it even comes with a drink. Tell your boss you're taking a long lunch and get down there. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul at 29th and Pine Lake. Let them fix you a plate.
Hey, it's Nicklin Hames from Nebraska Volleyball. I hate wasting time in practice, and I want to help you stop wasting your time when you're looking for an electrician. High Electric has been serving the area for over 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They are experts in everything like remodeling, new additions, hot tub installation, and more. And they take jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6666 or learn at highelectric.com.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Scattered thunderstorms a possibility today. It will be another warm one. We'll top out at around 87. South winds a little strong, gusting over 20 at times. Slight chance of thunderstorms tonight with a low of 65. More chances of thunderstorms tomorrow and remaining warm. High of 87. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back to the Ticket water cooler. 7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com.
We are back here on the Ticket Water Cooler, wrapping things up with the crossover with Nick Sainert of Happy Hour jumping in studio. We have some college football notes and just some interesting things going on in the sports world and in the sports broadcasting community. How about Shannon Sharp reaching a buyout with FS1 and Undisputed to end his partnership with Skip Bayless? Are you guys going to miss the pairing?
They had a lot of awkward moments together
which is great.
Dude, Skip, I don't like Skip Bayless.
Yeah.
Like at all. Like obviously he's good at his job. He got that. He's in that position. But I disagree with a lot of the takes that he has. I just don't think he has very good takes. He's just, I don't know, his social media presence is weird. Just a weird guy overall. And then you see like the moments that he has with Shannon Sharp where he's like saying, Shannon Sharp is jealous of Tom Brady because Brady played till he was 48 and Shannon had to stop at 35. Shannon's like, I won 2 Super Bowls. Like, what are you talking about? He goes, you're just jealous of it. But it's like,
Shannon's like, I got 3 rings. You think I'm jealous of Tom
he's like,
Brady?
what are you talking about? And he's like, you're disrespecting him. It's like, why do you love Tom Brady so much that we're doing this right now? Like, I don't know. He's just weird, and I'm excited to see where Unc Sharp is going.
Kwame Brown might have scared him right out of the booth.
Maybe. I mean, ever since
the
DeMar Hamlin situation, that's when you kind of knew things were. It was going to be tough to like repair what they thought, because like Skip had this really really bad tweet about DeMar Hamlin.
Do you remember what it was?
It was talking about basically how they like should just continue playing. They can't reschedule it because there's AFC implications on the line.
Yeah.
And that the NFL needs to, as bad as it is to say, get DeMar Hamlin off the field and play the game. Like that's basically what in a nutshell, that's what it said.
Yeah.
And Shannon Sharp was like, he took the next day off.
He said it had absolutely nothing to do with that.
He was heated about the tweet, and understandably so. And like Skip was getting, it was bad.
He was getting he was getting torn apart on Twitter.
It was bad.
And he's like, I'm not going to delete the tweet. Nobody here had a problem with it. I was like, I'm pretty sure. And Shannon was like, I'm pretty sure the boss is like, we're addressing it. So maybe somebody had a problem. He goes, no, we didn't have a problem with it at all.
Yeah, here it is. Here's the tweet that said that Skip sent out while DeMar Hamlin was basically on the turf. Quote, no doubt the NFL is considering postponing the rest of this game, but how? This is late in the season. A game of this magnitude is crucial to the regular season outcome, which suddenly seems so irrelevant. And that was it. And it was just, but once again, it's like, no doubt the NFL is considering postponing the rest of this game, but how? Like, how can you postpone this game?
Easily. By saying this game is postponed.
Yeah. So anyway, Shannon doesn't work the next day. He doesn't go to Undisputed the next day. And he goes the following day and he opens it up by like explaining why he didn't work the previous day and how disappointed he was in Skip. But like he like kept it very like subtle. He was like,
Very professional.
I wanted Skip to take his tweet down, but he didn't, and that's his decision. And then like he was gonna go off and start talking about like something else about this fraternity of the Brotherhood of the NFL. And he's like, I've never seen somebody have to get resuscitated on the field. And
he
when
saw his
you're there-
brother paralyzed
Yeah.
for a short amount of time, but never
like,
resuscitated.
and so he's like, as a frat brother in the NFL, it means a little bit more than maybe it does to the casual spectator, right? And right when Shannon Sharp began to mention his tweet, Skip's tweet.
No, I'm not going to
Skip-
delete it.
I'm not going to delete it. I don't apologize for what I
I'm
said.
not going to take it down.
And that just kind of like blew everything up. Shannon like threw his glasses down, and Skip goes, "Put your glasses
No,
back
that
on."
was a different one.
Oh, was that a
But
different one?
in that one, he was just
Oh,
like,
okay.
he's like, I can't even get through my opening
Oh, yeah,
monologue.
he's like,
He's
I
like,
can't
let's
even
just
get
go.
through my opening
He's like, let's
monologue.
just go. Let's just go.
Yeah.
So it was just
The glasses one was
keeping in mind this is a show about disagreeing and not getting along to begin with.
Yeah. But it
never-
was see, I get that and I understand that to a point. But in those two instances that we mentioned, the Tom Brady one and the DeMar Hamlin one, it seemed like it was getting personal. Like I understand that they're like kind of acting,
Skip was taking a shot at Shannon with the Tom Brady one.
but it was
Big
getting
time.
personal.
Yeah. Did you ever feel like Stephen A and the Skip, once they separated, now they have him like Mad Dog in there with him. I don't even know if
they have like a
First
rotating
take,
host.
First take is weird. They got Max Kellerman off because
Yeah.
people said that Stephen A got Max Kellerman kicked off because he was making points and
Dude,
making Stephen A look ridiculous.
I like Max Kellerman. Max Kellerman, well, I guess except for the Iguodala take.
Max Kellerman is wild sometimes, but I also enjoy Max Kellerman. Just like
him,
I
him
enjoy
on boxing is. I mean, he's good.
Oh yeah, like I
He's
enjoy
really good
Stephen
at
A.
boxing.
Smith as well. But sometimes it's become more often than not lately where he just has some ridiculous takes. And I get it; it's part of the job. You get people talking about it. You put it on social media, and people respond to it, so it helps. But at a certain point, I'm like, okay, like you've gone too far.
I just don't know if the further they get away from that pairing and keep rotating different guys in, I think the less special, like I suppose that it comes.
You think
that
Shannon
ever was.
Sharp joins Stephen A. on First Take?
That'd be interesting.
That would be. I'm curious to know.
Think he goes
the
to
buyout.
ESPN?
Like, what's the buyout look like for Shannon Sharp? I don't know, guys. Like, the more and more, since we're on this conversation, the more and more I watch, like, Pardon the Interruption, the more I hate that show.
PTI?
I cannot handle. I used to have no problem with those guys,
Yeah.
like with Wilbon and Kornheiser, Tony, and like I used to have zero problem. Like they just kind of existed, and I was like, all right, this is the kind of show in the
It used to be a show that I would always watch.
But now it's like it's becoming unbearable to watch for me personally, and I think what really turned me off of it was like. They talked about the whole Nebraska Colorado situation, how like Matt Rule supposedly took a shot at Dion.
Yeah.
And they like blew up on Matt Rule. And it wasn't even like a thing because I'm obviously a Nebraska guy. Like it was just like, how do you see that comment how do you gain that thought process out of what he said? And I thought, man, this is really bad. Like they're scraping bottom of the barrel because it's all about trying to produce content and trying to produce. And I think part of it also is like Barstool. Like Barstool has kind of played a factor into driving all that, where it's like we want these most outlandish and we want all this action. You got Frank Fleming, or also known as Frank the Tank, just ranting on all the every single Mets game on how they're going to lose every single game this season, and they're still 7 games above 500. And you're like. So I think it's driven just trying to stay on top and trying to stay, I don't know, relevant, if that is.
Yeah.
It's
maybe
got some of those older shows. Yeah. With new competition.
Like, cause I don't know, guys, like what was the show that was like Sports Nation?
They need to bring old Sports Nation back.
Old Sports Nation.
Old Sports Nation was elite. Who was on there?
Michelle Beadle.
Michelle Beadle. Who was the former football player that was on there?
Wasn't it Keyshawn? Was Keyshawn on there?
No, it wasn't Keyshawn.
Cowherd used to be on there a bit.
Cowherd was for a little bit. He's a lineman. Was a lineman.
Wiley, Marcellus Wiley.
It was Marcellus Wiley.
So it was. These were the guys or people: Michelle Beadle, Colin Cowherd was when it first started. Marcellus Wiley, Max Kellerman, Ashley Brewer. Well, it's all new guys.
Yeah.
So from when it was really good from like 2010 to 2016.
Wasn't it Beetle, Kellerman, and Wiley?
Yeah, for quite some
That
time.
was when it was on. That was when Sports Nation was great, and they had the weird graphics,
and it
the-
was like
the-
only on ESPN2 though.
Yeah, the graphs came out of the table.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yes.
Sports Nation was such a great.
Sports
show.
Nation was good. There was the Dan something show.
Levitard?
Dan Levitard show.
Yeah. That one
with,
got
like,
that one
Papa
got
or
canned.
whatever.
With Poppy.
Poppy.
Love Poppy.
Yeah, Dan got canned, and
was
is
a
Poppy
fu-
still around?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if something.
You mean like
happened.
alive? Yes.
Yeah.
he is.
I didn't know if something happened.
Yeah. No, he's good.
Yeah. Is he still around?
Yeah. No, he's good.
I did promise some Paul Chris house hunting news. Everybody likes to know about former coaches' houses. Paul Chris, by the way, hired by Texas and Steve Sarkisian just to be an analyst there. So if you're looking for Paul Chris, but he did sell his former house in Wisconsin, or at least it is up for sale for $1.65 million. Chris bought the house from former Wisconsin basketball coach Bo Ryan. The home features 5.5 bathrooms. It's on a 2-acre lot, 3-car garage, large patio, indoor pool, hot tub, multiple offices, and a theater room. He used to host recruits and their families there during official visits. Do you guys think that does the value of a house go up since Paul Chris and
Bo
Ryan lived there?
Yes.
Would that entice you to buy it more?
Yes.
Well, I'm not sure. I think it would entice
If
you
I'm a
more
Wisconsin fan.
Right.
Well, I think it would entice you more if it was just Bo Ryan.
Not Paul Chris. I think Paul Chris did it.
You think Paul Chris gets in a bad
Paul Chris?
Yo, potty mouth Paul Chris. That's a good one.
I don't know.
I'd buy a house at Paul. If I had the money, I'd buy a house.
Would
that
you
Paul
rather
Chris
have
lived in.
Paul Chris or Greg Gards?
Paul Chris.
Ooh.
They're
Paul-
the
it's Paul
same
Chris.
person.
No, it's Paul. No,
Convince me that they're not the same person.
It's Paul Chris. I don't think it's that hard of a decision.
I like
don't
when
know.
Greg Gard goes at Juan Howard. I don't know if Paul Chris would do that, but he's big enough to.
Paul Chris would go. I mean, neither one of them should, but Paul
Right.
Chris would also do it.
I'm convinced that Greg Gard is just a shorter version of Paul Chris.
Would you rather? Let's make this Nebraska. Would you rather a house owned by Tim Miles or Bo Pelini?
What about Scott Frosthouse?
No, we're not doing that because no,
I think it's nice.
it is. It is.
The gutters that they have on. Okay, so the gutters that they have on that house.
Why do you know what the gutters look like?
Because we know. Well, when they sold it, I looked at pictures.
Did you? Was it great?
And you like the gutters the best?
The gutters, they're like.
I have never looked at a gutter on a house before.
Well, so here's the deal: is people call me crazy for this. Like they were shaped like diamonds. They were like brown.
Yeah.
They were diamond shaped.
Yeah.
And it like trickled down it would trickle down the entire side, so it just goes straight down, but the water's on the outside.
Ah.
It's the weirdest thing. I don't know. It's all in the pictures.
I don't understand what
It's all
you're
in the
talking
pictures.
about.
We'll figure it out. I don't know. Well, okay. So in that case, would you rather have
Whose former house would? Or yeah.
Tim Miles or Bo Pelini?
I think Bo made more money, so I'm
probably Bo.
That means you have to pay more.
Oh yeah. I'd be happy with either of those.
Like I'm not saying either one of them is dirty, but I think I would take the Tim Miles house.
Which one is worse?
I feel like the Bo Pelini one has some patches. There's a couple holes in the wall.
Dang.
Just catching strays.
St. Patrick, yeah. Anyway,
okay.
I'm thinking about this. What other coaches?
Yeah.
We can do this.
Connie Yori, or Rhonda Revelle.
Rhonda.
All right, maybe we'll talk more about that on the happy hour coming next on 93.7 Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and we are celebrating a record sales month in April, and we're going to let it roll and crank up in the month of May. We have some big discounts and special interest rates going on this month on selected new in-stock Sierras and Silverados. Buy a new Silverado or Sierra, get $3,000 off or 1.9% interest. You heard right, $3,000 off or 1.9% interest. We have outstanding specials on all of our new and pre-owned GM certified units. So stop on in and see us or check us out online at cobblecars.com. You'll be glad you did. New discount must trade in and Finance with Roof Credit.
If you're interested in installing solar panels in Nebraska, there's a name you need to know. Solar by Alpine Electric is based out of Lincoln, and you can be sure the project will be handled with care and detail because Rick, the owner of Solar by Alpine Electric, will be involved in the entire process from start to finish. You're an REC Solar Certified Pro installer and handle jobs in Lincoln and the surrounding area. Let us show you real-time results in your area. Call Rick today at 402-440-4371. Solar by Alpine Electric.
Motor Food is Lincoln's hardest rocking food truck and cafe. Motor Food creates old school comfort food with a 21st century twist and lots of rock and roll attitude. Try the barbecue pulled pork mac and cheese, the grilled chicken Firebird sandwich, a 100% all beef split grilled hot dog, and any version of their funky fries. Stop by the cafe just behind Outback Steakhouse on 48th Street or catch the food truck out and about all spring and summer. Check out their menu, order carry out, or schedule a catering at motorfoodtruck.com.
Celebrate the start of June in style with two great drinking events in Lincoln. First, this Friday, come down to Beer House's grand opening as they show off their expansion to double the size of their building. The party starts at 3 p.m. with live folk music starting at 7. And on Saturday, make plans to head on over to Sideshow Spirits and Cider for the first annual Nebraska Whiskey Carnival. Enjoy local Nebraska distilleries and their spirits, food vendors, and more. Event starts at 3 p.m. Buy your tickets ahead of time at sideshowspirits.com.
Summer is near. Now's the time to clean or replace your furnace filter to get the most out of your AC. Find energy-saving tips at les.com/save-energy.
The Butchery by Venue is Lincoln's premier specialty grocers. Take the quality of Venue home with you with our hand-cut steaks, handcrafted burgers, and locally sourced offerings. Browse our wide selection of specialty products designed to enhance your dining experiences with cheeses, spices, sauces, and more. We also have an exclusive collection of liquors, whiskeys, and bourbons at prices you're sure to love. Stop in to the Butchery by Venue today, located in our Venue at Home storefront at 70th and Pioneers, just 2 doors down from Venue Restaurant and Lounge.
A lot of businesses say that they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business feels anything but for your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, as they do with customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-6740.
Nebraska.